Imagine a place on Earth where melting ice is rewriting maps, where nuclear submarines patrol beneath frozen seas, and where the world's biggest powers are quietly preparing for a future no one is talking about. The Arctic, once seen as a distant, untouched wilderness, has suddenly become the center of global competition, military tension, and a race for resources that could decide the future balance of power. What happens there no longer stays there. From rising sea levels affecting your city to new conflicts shaping global politics, the Arctic is closer to your life than you think, and the battle for its control has already begun. The Arctic Circle encompasses territory belonging to 8 nations: the United States, Canada, Greenland, as part of Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. Their shared borders in the far north give them direct rights to influence how Arctic waters and lands are managed. During the Cold War, this region represented a potential pathway for nuclear conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union, which led both sides to establish military sites, bases, and monitoring stations. After the Cold War, a period of optimism allowed these nations to form the Arctic Council, a platform focused on environmental protection, scientific research, and peaceful cooperation. Non-Arctic countries, including China, India, and South Korea, later joined as observers to conduct research on how Arctic weather impacts climates worldwide. For a time, the region enjoyed a reputation as a place of low tension and shared interests, but that stability was disrupted in 2022 when Russia's invasion of Ukraine reignited geopolitical divides. Finland and Sweden abandoned decades of military neutrality and pursued NATO membership, reshaping the Arctic map into one dominated by NATO on one side and Russia on the other. Russia reopened Soviet-era bases, tested new hypersonic missiles in Arctic waters, and expanded its military infrastructure, while the United States and its allies increased joint drills and reactivated specialized Arctic forces, signaling a new phase of strategic rivalry. Amid this geopolitical shift, Greenland has emerged as a focal point of global attention. With its vast size and crucial geographic position between North America and Europe, Greenland offers a strategic advantage in monitoring the Arctic region. The United States already operates a major military base there, and discussions about expanding American influence intensified during Donald Trump's term, when he publicly suggested interest in acquiring Greenland for national security reasons. Beyond political control, Greenland holds significant economic value, especially in rare earth minerals, which are essential for advanced technologies and currently dominated by China's market. However, most of Greenland's population has expressed a desire for future independence, resisting any proposals that compromise their autonomy or identity. Another critical layer of competition is the growing partnership between Russia and China within the Arctic. China declares itself a near-Arctic state, despite being far from the polar circle, and aims to create what it calls the Polar Silk Road, an extension of its Global Belt and Road Initiative, through investment in Russian energy projects and joint patrols in Arctic waters. China seeks a foothold that expands both trade and strategic reach. Yet, this partnership carries mutual caution. Russia recognizes the potential risks of allowing China too much influence in a region it considers vital to its national interests, while many Arctic communities remain wary of foreign dependence that could undermine local control over resources and culture. The most dramatic change, however, comes from nature itself. As sea ice melts, previously inaccessible waters open up, creating potential new shipping lanes that could reduce travel time between Europe and Asia by bypassing the Suez Canal. The northern sea route along Russia's coastline shows promise, but remains limited by unpredictable ice movement, harsh storms, and short seasonal windows, making it far from a reliable commercial alternative. Beneath the ice, an estimated 30% of undiscovered natural gas and 13% of oil reserves lie untapped, along with highly valuable mineral deposits, particularly in Greenland. The challenge is significant. Remote terrain, lack of infrastructure, extreme climate, and the high cost of extraction make resource development complex and risky. Yet, as technology advances and energy demands evolve, these challenges may no longer remain barriers. International interest continues to intensify because the Arctic represents more than frozen land and sea, it represents future power. The potential discoveries beneath the ice the emergence of faster trade routes, the military leverage offered by territory control, and the irreversible impact of climate change mean that the Arctic is no longer an isolated frontier. It is a space where environmental urgency meets political ambition, and where cooperation is being slowly replaced by competition. What once symbolized high north, low tension has now transformed into a region defined by high tension, high stakes, and high global consequences. The world now recognizes that the Arctic is not simply melting. It is awakening, and what rises from beneath the ice may reshape the world far beyond the polar circle. As the Arctic continues to change, it is reshaping the future of global power, economics, and security in ways the world can no longer ignore. This once quiet region has become a mirror reflecting the challenges of our century: climate instability, resource competition, and shifting alliances. Whether nations choose cooperation or confrontation will determine not only the fate of the Arctic, but the stability of the international order itself. The melting ice may reveal opportunity, but it also exposes responsibility. The decisions made today by policymakers, industries, and global powers will echo far beyond the northern horizon. The story of the Arctic is still being written, and its ending will depend on how the world responds now. Because what happens in the Arctic does not stay in the Arctic, it shapes the future for us all.